Hey guys, it's Gaurav. I know it's been a long time since I last created a video, but there have been lots of changes happening in my life, and I'll definitely create a video about that sometime later. But today, I'm here to give you 10 tips for first-time home buyers. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for the regular updates to my latest videos. Looking for a first home is exciting and also stressful. And because of the crazy home prices, it may seem like buying your first home may be impossible. However, with the right planning and discipline, that goal might not be as unreachable as you think. So if you are ready to start your journey into home ownership, here are 10 tips to get you started. Number 1 is know how much you can afford. Before you do anything, the first thing you need to do is find out what your buying capacity is. And you can do that by talking to the banks or the mortgage agents. Some of the most important things they'll ask you is your credit score, your employment status, and your income. Based on that, the lenders will give you rough numbers as to how much mortgage you could potentially get. That's called pre-qualification, and you can get pre-qualified instantly, sometimes even over the phone, because at this point, you're just giving rough estimates about your numbers, and the banks are also giving you verbal commitments only. Most buyers start looking for a home as soon as they're pre-qualified, but I actually recommend to take it a step further and get pre-approved instead of pre-qualified. In a pre-approval, you actually submit your documents such as your employment, credit score, and income, along with any other documents to be reviewed by the lenders. The lenders will then give you a formal letter stating the amount of mortgage you've been approved for along with the interest rate. It is always better to get pre-approved instead of pre-qualified, and if you watch this video till the end, I'll tell you exactly why that is. Once you get your pre-approval numbers, you need to crunch those numbers yourself to make sure you feel confident that you can afford those payments. Don't forget to factor in childcare expenses, retirement savings, and the cost of your lifestyle. Just because you've been approved for a mortgage of $800,000 doesn't have to mean that you can actually afford it. You may have thought of purchasing a condo in a great neighborhood, but you may only be working with enough budget for a condo. Don't overbuy on your first home. You'll be much better off with smaller payments on a starter home. And you can always move up later on. Number 2 is prepare your wish list. You should determine what your wants, needs, and the overall goals of the property are. By creating a list of things you most definitely need and things you can compromise on, you can narrow down your search to properties that really fit your criteria. When considering requirements, even the smallest of things can make the biggest impact. For example, a home with lots of stairs and no bathroom on the main floor may seem like a small problem. However, if you have older parents coming to visit you and stay with you for longer periods of time, it may start becoming a bigger problem when they have to go up and down those stairs with a really bad knee just to use the bathroom. Tip number 3 is hire a real estate agent. I recommend interviewing at least 2 to 3 real estate agents and going with the one you feel the most comfortable with. Based on your budget, your agent should be able to tell you what kind of homes you will be able to afford in the neighborhoods of your choice. Every real estate board has an automatic email system which basically emails you a property in your criteria as soon as it is listed. I highly recommend you tell your agent to set that up for you, because the time you spend searching for new listings on different websites, you can actually now use that time to go see those properties before they're even sold. During showings, your agent should be able to use his expertise to point out things in a home that you may miss. Your agent can help you avoid overpaying for a property by going through recent comparable home sales with you to determine the true price of the home. When creating an offer, your agent should be able to protect your best interest by putting in the right clauses and conditions in the offer. I will be making a more in-depth video about this later on, explaining why you should be hiring a real estate agent to help you purchase a home. Number 4 is don't forget about the closing costs. If you think that the only cost to purchasing a home is the purchase price of the home, then you clearly have never heard of the closing costs. And these costs can range anywhere from 2% to 4% of the purchase price of the home. Some of these common costs that you may be required to pay for are lawyer fees, which is around $1,000 to $1,200, home inspection fee, which is around $500 to $600, land transfer tax, which is probably one of the biggest one. You can assume around 1.5% to 2.5% of the purchase price, but because this is a progressive tax, I suggest you go online, use an online calculator to give you a better idea, or better still, call your lawyer, ask them to give you a more accurate number. Next we have appraisal fee, which is around $300 to $500, but most lenders are willing to waive this fee if you choose to go with them. Next we have insurance. Most lenders require that you get various insurance plans such as title insurance, fire insurance, property insurance, and so on, mainly because in case anything happens to the property, the lenders need to have an assured way to get their money back. Adjustments are another closing cost. They're calculated by your lawyers and are basically a combination of different costs. For example, if the seller paid property taxes on a home for the whole year in advance and the sale of the house closes sometime in August, then the amount of taxes due from the day of closing until the end of the year will be owed to the seller because he has paid in advance already on your behalf. Or if it is the other way around and the seller has not paid his portion of the taxes for a while, then those taxes become the responsibility of the new owner, which is you. So the lawyers will calculate that and make the required adjustments in your favor on closing. Tip number 5 is understand the payment options of your mortgage. Paying off your mortgage sooner will save you thousands of dollars in interest payments, while having a longer amortization period will reduce your monthly regular payments, thus freeing up cash in your budget. You can use the online mortgage calculator on my website to help you decide what payment schedule best suits your needs. I have provided the link down below. Some mortgages also let you make extra lump sum payments or give you an option to skip a payment without penalties. Make sure you understand what your options are and that you're comfortable with the terms. Tip number 6 is furnishing your home. I would not suggest buying brand new expensive furniture as soon as you move into your new home. Instead, try to get by with some basic furniture for a few months until sale season for some good deals such as on Black Friday or Boxing Day. Having lived in a house for a few months will also give you a better idea of what kind of ways you could style your home in. Number 7 is buy with your head, not your heart. Buying a home can be an emotional decision, and letting your emotions overtake common sense can result in you paying more for your house. Think logically and realistically about the biggest purchase of your life. This is also why having a real estate agent by your side can be helpful, because he is emotionally disconnected from the purchase and can thus help you make better decisions. Number 8 is do not take on any more debt before closing. Many buyers purchase a car or take on more credit card debt after they purchase the home, and then on closing day, their mortgage gets declined. Reason being, the lenders approved you on a certain financial affordability criteria. With you taking on more debt, those ratios have now reduced your affordability. Now, the lenders need to reevaluate your file to see if you can still afford such payments. So if you do plan on taking on more debt, I suggest you do that after the closing date, once the banks have provided the funds for your mortgage already. Tip number 9 is once you found your home, stop looking. It's the golden rule for choosing anything from car to a wedding dress to a life partner. Once you found what you're looking for, stop looking. Same goes for a house. Once you've got the keys to your home, instead of finding something that is better than what you have, focus your energy on making the home your own. Tip number 10 is pre-approved is better than pre-qualified. There are more chances of a pre-qualified buyer's mortgage application being rejected than a pre-approved buyer's, because the lender has not had a chance to check the pre-qualified buyer's employment status, income, credit score, or any other document. For all you know, there could be questionable things about this buyer that could reduce his purchase power or not make him eligible for a mortgage at all. Whereas a pre-approved buyer has already been verified by the lender. A seller will also feel more comfortable negotiating with a pre-approved buyer because they come off as someone who are more serious about the purchase. Also, depending on the lender, pre-approved buyers tend to have shorter or no finance conditions at all, making their offer more attractive to the seller. So these were some tips for first-time home buyers. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and let me know in comments down below about any other topic that you would want me to create a video of.